Hi everyone, good morning. Sorry, just adjusting my Instagram camera. All right, so I'm live on Connect with Ru Instagram channel and on the YouTube channel. In case you want to ask anyone to join in, please do. And good morning to everyone who has joined in. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I hope everyone's weekend was amazing. And welcome to Aligning to Love Consciousness Day 6. Yeah. Um, so, like we always do, let's open the book. Let's open the Radical book and get a channeled message as to what love has to say to us. Why are we doing this? Because very often I felt that a lot of times we understand love, share love, receive love from our limited understanding. And while there is nothing wrong with that, love is vaster, love is bigger, and love is very embracing in many other aspects. And it often has messages for us that um, allow this to happen so that love can flow into your life. Do this so that you feel more love. And I think it's important that we align to that kind of love rather than just understanding um those limited beliefs that we have about, okay, this is, if this happens then I will feel loved, if I do this then I will feel loved, and so on and so forth. Those, I have realized, are often masks we put on in the name of love. While that's okay, um, there is an overall flow. We say that when there is nothing, there is love, and that is the consciousness or the frequency we would like to maybe tap into, even if it means for a day and then it keeps increasing. So that is the intent behind doing this. And on that note, let's align and understand, what does love have to tell us today? What is the message for us today? Reminder to listen to the universe and others in your universe. Hmm. There is a difference between hearing and listening. One hears in a passive manner, though listening is an active choice that one has to make. It is possible that you may not be listening to the universe and the people in the universe. Perhaps someone is trying to reach out to you and wishes to express something to you. Is it possible for you to open up to create a possibility of actively listening to that, or to those that you have been consciously or subconsciously ignoring so far? Unpleasantness creeps in when you feel forced to listen to certain communication. In order to avoid unpleasantness, we start avoiding the individuals in the relationships, and that complicates matters. In order to regain and sustain harmony in any relationship, it is vital that you need to disassociate unpleasantness from the communication, and you need to know that people are different from the experiences they give you. If the need for the experience at soul level itself shifts, others in your environment tend to shift too. Rather than holding others responsible for unpleasantness and avoiding them or avoiding listening to them, it would be a good idea to be a neutral and detached listener. You are expected to listen actively and not necessarily comply with them. When you listen to them, you are also somewhere making them feel recognized and acknowledged for their wisdom, for their care, and for their concern. Learn the art of actively listening to enhance relationship dynamics. Hmm. Okay, so very often between people, between relationships, in anything, um, we are very quick to put our point of view across. We want to get the word in, we want to get our perspective in. And a lot of it comes from somewhere a fear that uh, we are not heard, sorry. And if we are not heard, that means we are disrespected. And if we are disrespected, means that we're not loved. And as a result, it becomes a constant tussle of who has the last word, or actually who even has the first word, and who wins the argument or who wins the discussion. We get into that dynamics. Somewhere love is telling us today that listen. And listening is different from hearing. When we are hearing, we are only hearing the words that the person is saying, and we're also hearing it often from our perspective and from our filters. But when we are truly listening, we are listening to what the person could mean. Underneath the words, there is a tone, there is a place the person is coming from. And when we understand that, when that perspective comes in, we can we're able to align to them and receive communication in the manner that it was needed to, even if the other person is communicating so that they could hurt you. For all In all probability, they're coming from a space where they're already hurt, and the only way they know how to feel better is to hurt someone else. You know how we say that the flu gets often healed when we pass it on to someone else, and then we become okay. And that's true for a lot of emotions as well. And then when we are truly listening somewhere, it's the same way you feel heard when you put your point of view across. You're also making the other person feel heard. You're making them feel recognized. And when they feel recognized for who they are, automatically somewhere they begin recognizing you as well. It could take time, but it does happen. And that's when communication is true communication. It's not about just putting your point of view across and then hearing their words. It's about also understanding from where they're coming from. Correct? So, love today tells us that actively listen to the people in your universe. They're giving us some feedback. They're trying to tell us something, and there is a learning in that for us. There is a graph in it for us as well. And when we do that, somewhere we are also able to then, after doing it for a while, we understand that there is love in even that. So their concern could be voiced in a manner that we don't understand otherwise. Their worries, their insecurities. Voicing insecurity often for most people comes out in the form of arrogance, in the form of ego. And we often misunderstand it, and it becomes a thing of one-upmanship, that if you think like this, then I can also think like this, and that game is never ending. But if we could truly listen, we understand that they're actually coming from a space of insecurity. They're actually coming from a space that I don't have anyone else, and you're the only one where I can like just put out my anger, put out all of that I need to, right? So actively listen. Don't be in a rush to always just put out what you want to say. You will get a chance. For that, somewhere you also have to listen to yourself and listen to what other people are saying in your universe. Okay. So, on that note, let's begin reciting. Closing our eyes. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in harmony and understanding. And breathe out insecurities, fears, worries. Breathe in connectivity and breathe out any misalignment. And then return to normal breathing. In this space, connect to your body consciousness. Connect to radical consciousness. Connect to masters and connect to love consciousness. And now, in this space, let's begin reciting. I solve my listening skills. I dissolve my listening skills. I resolve my listening skills. I co solve my listening skills. I supersolve my listening skills. I awaken my listening skills. I awaken the active listener in me. I solve my listening skills. I dissolve my listening skills. I resolve my listening skills. I co solve my listening skills. I supersolve my listening skills. I awaken my listening skills. I awaken the active listener in me. I solve my reluctance to listen to opinions. I dissolve my reluctance to listen to opinions. I resolve my reluctance to listen to opinions. I co solve my reluctance to listen to opinions. I supersolve my reluctance to listen to opinions. I awaken being open to listening to others' opinions. I awaken the openly receiving me. I solve my reluctance to listen to others' opinions. I dissolve my reluctance to listen to others' opinions. I resolve my reluctance to listen to others' opinions. I co solve my reluctance to listen to others' opinions. I supersolve my reluctance to listen to others' opinions. I awaken being open to listening to others' opinions. I awaken the secure listener in me. I solve my adverse associations with listening. I dissolve my adverse associations with listening. I resolve my adverse associations with listening. I co-solve my adverse associations with listening. I supersolve my adverse associations with listening. I awaken the truth. I awaken the truthful me. I solve my adverse associations with listening. I dissolve my adverse associations with listening. I resolve my adverse associations with listening. I co-solve my adverse associations with listening. I supersolve my adverse associations with listening. I awaken the truth. I awaken the truthful me. I solve my insecurities about not being heard. I dissolve my insecurities about not being heard. I resolve my insecurities about not being heard. I co-solve my insecurities about not being heard. I supersolve my insecurities about not being heard. I awaken security in being heard. I awaken the secure me. I solve my insecurities of not being heard. I dissolve my insecurities of not being heard. I resolve my insecurities of not being heard. I co-solve my insecurities of not being heard. I supersolve my insecurities of not being heard. I awaken securely being heard. I awaken the secure me. I solve love. I dissolve love. I resolve love. I co-solve love. I supersolve love. I awaken love. I awaken me flowing through and with love. I solve love. I dissolve love. I resolve love. I co-solve love. I supersolve love. I awaken love. I awaken flowing through and with love. I solve myself. I dissolve myself. I resolve myself. I co-solve myself. I super-solve myself. I awaken myself. I awaken the awakened me. I solve myself. I dissolve myself. I resolve myself. I co-solve myself. I super-solve myself. I awaken myself. I awaken the awakened me. I peacefully progress with loving communication. I peacefully progress with loving communication. I peacefully progress with loving communication. And take a moment to visualize, feel, sense what it is to be in loving communication, which involves listening and expressing, but also listening. And slowly allowing yourself to assimilate this and coming back to the here and now. Okay, I hope you're all doing okay. I will see you on Wednesday, 8:45 a.m. Please feel free to share the YouTube video and the Instagram live if you feel anyone could use it. And yeah, see you all. Have a loving day. Bye bye. Take care.